Hey y'all. Okay, so tonight we are making sausage, and it's called sausage and kale pasta, but I've replaced the kale with all spinach. I'll go ahead and attach the recipe underneath the post, and it's several steps, so it's kind of hard to videotape the whole thing. So just to let everybody know, I've already boiled my noodles, wheat noodles. Usually it's about a half a box, and I've already cook the sausage on top. It's turkey sausage, and then I've already grilled, or I'm sorry, put the vegetables on a skillet. So that is sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and mushrooms, and seasoning. You've got onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and pepper. So those are separately cooked, and then I put them in a bowl and put foil over them to keep them warm. While this is pretty much the hardest part, is making the sauce. You use a tablespoon of flour in the pan you cooked your meat in, so there's some grease in there. Now this is brown rice flour, so it's much healthier for you. And you're gonna be making like a roux. This isn't gonna do too much of anything because I don't have grease really. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/3 cup of low-fat milk. And depending on how this comes out, I usually add a little more flour, but we're gonna see here. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's already forming a roux. And then instead of draining your noodles, it asks you to put a ladle of the starchy water that's left over, which is sometimes very difficult. Okay, thank you. Sometimes it's very difficult to get it out. So I'm gonna go over the sink real quick. Okay. And I've got the ladle full of water. And then you're gonna go ahead and pour that in. And you're gonna stir. And everything's kind of all lumped together. It looks like a hot mess right now. See? But it forms. So you just stir a little bit more. Let the flour break up with the liquid. I like to go ahead and kind of divide it all out with the spoon. And just stir. I'm on a medium high right now on the stove. Sometimes I go down to a medium low. It just depends on. You got to be careful with this because this will burn fast, so you got to keep stirring. And this meal is going to be good for my husband and I for 2 days. So we'll eat it today. We'll skip a day and we'll eat it the following day for dinner. Your noodles are yellow. Your meat is a red, and then your vegetables are green. Now it's all going to be mixed up together, so that's hard to balance out. So I usually give myself 1 green container of, like, I just scoop it out, and then my husband gets 2. If I didn't eat much that day, or something happened that was I had a lot of containers left over, I'll give myself 2 cups. Okay, so now we're going to have the Italian blend cheese. And remember, this is going to be your cheese for, it's 4 servings of cheese. So 4 blues. And you just sprinkle it in the pan. Like that. And that's probably not even 4 blues, to be honest with you. And see, you've got a nice consistency. If it's too thick, just add a tad bit more water to it. Sometimes I like to do that. Stir it up. And if you make it too liquidy, you can always put a little extra cheese in there, a little extra flour, whatever you need to do to make it the consistency that you like. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more cheese, not much, nothing crazy. and stir that. Okay, then I'm going to uncover the sausage and the vegetables. And I'm going to dump this in there. Just like that. Turn off my burner. And then, so that I know I have the right amount of noodles, I just take my yellow container and 1, 2 for me, and then there's going to be 4 for my husband. And then you just stir everything up. This is actually a pretty easy meal and fast, even though, you know, there's a couple of steps to it. And there you have it. It's super delicious. Y'all have a good night.